He is now a domestic violence prevention advocate and the author of What to Look Out For, a dynamic story of how to survive an abusive spouse. And she joins us now. Thanks for being here and telling us your story.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Explain what a self-proclaimed mafia princess is.
My dad was in the mafia in the Boston area, and me being his only daughter, I have 3 older brothers, and me being his only daughter, made me become a mafia princess. Typical life of a mafia dad. I mean, he did most of his work outside of the home.
And you didn't ask a lot of questions.
I did not ask a lot of questions. Matter of fact, being little, you don't realize that you are who you are. But my mom went through a lot with him. Typical. The cheating and that sort of thing.
I understand your brothers pretty much raised you?
My brothers and my mom. My mom was always there with me. I saw a lot. My brothers didn't see as much as I did, with my mom and my dad, but I basically was there with my mom. I was, like I said, I was the youngest of 3.
So you were aware of everything going on?
I was aware of everything with my mom.
So
yes.
Who did you marry?
I married, actually I was dating one of the New England Patriots for 6 years.
Oh.
And I had come to Florida actually to, needed a much well-needed vacation at that point. And I met a gentleman in Orlando. And it was a black man. In my family, had an issue with that, being brought up full-blooded Sicilian. But me being brought up that way, I never saw color as an issue. But anyway, I ended up marrying him 3 months after I met him.
Oh gosh!
Wow.
Yes, I did that. Partly because he was, pressuring me into marrying him, and I felt guilty that he moved from Orlando up to Boston, and I was just really. You look back now and you say, why did you do that? And I did it anyway.
How soon did the abuse begin?
The week after I married him.
Oh.
The week after I married him. You were really aware of your father's background and what your father did. You weren't aware and you didn't realize that this man was like this, that your husband was going to be abusive.
Absolutely not.
So
he was a sweetheart prior to me marrying him. I married him and it began with the verbal abuse. And then it became physical, slap in the face. And then 5 months after I got married, I got pregnant with my son, Sean. And when I got pregnant, it began to be horrific domestic violence.
At one point, what did he hit you on the head and knocked you unconscious when you were 7 months pregnant?
Yes, hit me in the head because I was looking through his luggage. He'd just come back from a trip with his friends and there was women's numbers and lipstick, and so, he said, that's none of your business. You do not go through my things. I'm the man in the home. That is not your place. And he grabbed me by the neck and pushed me up against a concrete wall and hit me in the head.
How did you get away?
I was unconscious, and my 5-year-old son says, Mommy, are you dead? Mama, are you dead? And I woke up to that.
Did you leave him right away after that?
Oh, no.
No, you
stayed. Absolutely not, because, they come back to you and they continue to say, I'm sorry, I'm going to go for help. I'm not going to do it again.
Did you eventually escape, though, all the abuse and create a new life?
It was extremely difficult for me because he would put you on a guilt trip, and I will change and that sort of thing. And I eventually left in Florida. I moved to Florida after I had a stroke, and I became extremely ill. And one of his mistresses called me and told me that she was having a 2-year affair with him.
Well, it's definitely a cautionary tale for all women out there, and a story about strength too, and
absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
It's called What to Look Out For, a dynamic story of how to survive an abusive spouse.
All right, thank you again, Diana.
Thank you.
All right, still ahead, tips for not getting hosed with buying a used car. We'll be right back.
It was long.